card.
Shifter in hand.
He does main deck Dimension Shifter.
Yep.
Which is an interesting choice. I didn't notice that in the previous game. But,
it's pretty strong into this Mathmech deck.
But Mathmech does start, and it has open circular, which is what the deck kind of needs to play.
To get going,
I think
right?
that what makes the Mathmech deck unique is it is circular robust. It needs circular specifically to actually play, whereas Marine Cess can kind of just vibe with any Marine Cess card to get to its Link 1. Obviously, there's more preferable ones like Blue Tang and stuff, but it can play with most Marine Cess cards. Oh, but he has Shifter. So that is the best card into circular.
Yeah.
Most hand traps can't interact with circular whatsoever, but Shifter makes things really awkward for the Mathmech player. Yeah. I'm not sure what the game plan here is now, because you do rely on your graveyard to have linked to devotee players.
It turns off so many of Leon's, not only plays, but it also turns off interrupts like Effect Veiler, which I believe I saw in his hand.
That is also quite problematic, yeah. Shifter, in a sense, also acting as like a call by the grave as well. So what's the game plan here? What can he do under Dimension Shifter? I would imagine he does have a plan.
He does have a little bit to do. He got Parallel Exceed, that does help a little bit.
That's good. That's at least rank 4 utility.
Exactly.
What rank 4s does he play?
So he plays Albertian and Laplation. Alembertian being the cards that adds a Mathmech card from it to hand. So here you.
So does that at least get the Superfactorial?
Well, the issue is with Superfactorial, you need those 3 Mathmech cards in the graveyard.
Right.
So
I see.
That's a little bit difficult here.
Oh, he has Infinite Impermanence for Parallel Exceed, but Leon does have Lingeribo.
Yeah.
So and Lingeribo can negate the effect of Infinite Impermanence.
I'd consider it, to be honest.
Oh, why not, right? I don't think you would assume he knows he's playing Kashtira, right?
Yeah.
Lingeribo's not really offering an awful lot here, so it does make sense.
Yep, so the Parallel Exceed is going to resolve.
So Lingeribo putting in work here, probably like indirectly.
Yeah, for definite.
So it's going to leave him on not an awful lot though. Is he? He's not locked into anything, right? So
no, he's not cyber slocked yet.
He doesn't play Baguska, which I thought might have been something that you would play, right?
Yeah, Baguska's, well, I guess it's a cyber stack, right? So it's a bit.
Maybe there's not enough scenarios where Baguska would come up, but except this specific scenario where it could. What's the other defensive rank 4 that he could summon?
So it's Laplation, but that requires 3 monsters, I believe.
Right.
So Alembertian at least gets a add.
Right.
For a Mathmech card here.
And does that help him extend anyways?
I think it sets him up well for next turn. I think his original play, if that Infinite Impermanence did not occur, would be trying to make a Deco Talker Heat Soul.
So removing Lingeribo from the field was actually
that
problematic.
Lot, yeah.
Right. So he's just getting circular just so he can play next turn and hope that gets him there.
So yeah, I think we're just going to see Leon pass here, unfortunately.
So Shifter's putting in more work than I expected. I wasn't massively keen on main decking it.
Shifter is almost the god card here.
Yeah, against Mathmech, you couldn't have asked for a better card because most hand traps, in fact, I don't think any of them interact with Mathmech at all, except Shifter. Maybe it is looking like it's Alessio's day, I think, because he's got Engine going for him, and the only defensive card that I think that card can be is Infinite Impermanence, because I don't think he could have Book of Eclipse though, and that could cause.
Book of Eclipse would be really powerful.
Book of Eclipse is probably the best card that Leon could probably ask for.
So we're going to see him resolve the planet here.
And as mentioned in the player match interview as well, Alessio doesn't play Forbidden Lance, so his game plan against cards like Book of Eclipse will be quite difficult.
For definite. So we're going to see just how he navigates this turn. The Alembertian is only 2,000 attack points, I believe.
Okay, so in terms of any sort of pressure, monster-wise, there's nothing going on except that Sec Backgrow. And you said you might have saw Effect Failure in his hand, which he can't actually activate.
I believe so.
Because that needs to be discarded to the graveyard.
See if Eagle Eyes have defeated me here.
He's got 2 cards in hand, right? So it's Circular and another card?
Yeah, Circular, 1 more card. I think it might be a Superfactorial set. We'll see as the turn comes
out. So it's nothing then?
Yeah.
Because the Superfactorial actually doesn't do anything?
No, exactly.
Right, I see.
Yeah. But if he does get to play next turn, then that Superfactorial will do an awful lot to keep Leon extended.
Yeah, but if it is a Superfactorial, I can't see there being another turn, right? Like,
yeah.
Because he's got Unicorn, which pretty much gets you to everything. It doesn't get you to game, but then the Circular can't do anything under a Rise Heart.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're just back to Shifter again.
Yeah,
and
Shifter
then,
2, let's say.
Yeah, and then it's just like, I'm still in this really awkward, awful position. So what do you think Alessio's trying to respect here?
I think he's just trying to respect the type of cards, like Book of Eclipse, maybe even Book of Moon, those types of cards. He doesn't want to commit unless he's got the ability to just keep pushing. So I think that's why he's getting the Fenrir out of deck here with the Rise Heart, just so he's got an additional play. Maybe I'm just wrong. So we're going to see him summon back the Fenrir here, and if Leon does have the Book of Eclipse, this could be a really key place to go.
Yeah, Book of Eclipse could be insane here, in fact. It can be quite awkward because if he does the play that I think he's going to play, get Ogre and normal Ogre and attempt to go for game, then Book of Eclipse on here, he's drawn 4 cards. Like, that's kind of rough as well.
That's quite a lot,
He can also banish... Oh, he can't. I was going to say Birth could banish the cards in his grave face down, but he needs to have...
He needs to have one on resolution, yeah.
So this could also just get him, you know, if things just go pear-shaped, then he can... Oh, no, he's just going straight to the battle phase. Oh, no, I don't think he has Book of Eclipse.
It's not, no.
Oh, no, so it probably was a
Circular. Because the...
Would you add Equation?
If you need the extension, maybe.
Yeah,
but generally, you just want to do it. Does not look like he's got to it, unfortunately.
Is there a means of getting to Circular through this line? Or is this Sigma?
He has got another copy of
okay. This will go somewhere then.
Yeah, for definite.
Is that Sigma engraved?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
yeah.
Does Sigma offer anything for it?
So if there's no monster in the monster zone, it's an extender. Summons itself from the graveyard.
Okay,
so that's quite nice.
Well, he can remove Almirage wherever he wants, right? So
yeah, if he needs to, yeah.
Yeah, he can just...
So, yeah, I think he's going to go for an Alan version here and then try and add that elusive copy of Circular. So let's see how he reacts to this.
Ooh, yeah, so he recognises that Superfactorial hurts. But Leon does have Book of Eclipse in his hand. And in the previous game, that was probably the scariest card that he could have had.
For definite. So we're going to see, depends what Alessio decides to do, right? Does he want to push for that OTK? Or does he want to push for maybe just controlling the board a little bit more?
I think like it's not unreasonable for him to go through a similar line. Because he's in a similar sort of position where he hasn't really got his engine going.
The only difference is
he's going to have significantly more cards. Yeah, you can basically pot of greeting here.
Yeah, we're going to see he could also randomly just draw the Circular here.
And does he just keep going?
We'll see. Let's see.
I don't know. So can Circular just summon itself if you have no monsters in the...
Yeah, I think Circular can just summon itself at any point throughout the turn. But because normally you send Sigma in and Sigma's the extender that triggers the Circular.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different.
Yeah. Right, I see. So it wouldn't be so clear-cut because Sigma's engraved, but it would be stumping still. Oh, I think he did it Circular.
No, he's already... No, he drew Diameter, I believe.
I see, okay. So he's going to draw again. It looks like he does have a hand trap in his hand as well, and the set Book of Eclipse is going to put in work.
For definite.
So post side, Alessio does main the Hot Me Servitor, so I'm not sure if he would have kept that in. But he has cards like Cosmic, Dark Hole, and Lightning Storm.
I think Dark Hole I'd consider. The issue is normally the Mathmech endboard ends on cards like IP Masquerena.
I guess it depends what you're scared of. He must have drew the
Gamma
for turn. He's going to Gamma the Heat Soul.
That's a perfect draw, really, isn't it? Let's say.
Rough, yeah. And does he play anything that complements the Gamma?
I don't believe so.
No, he doesn't. No.
The only issue,
he can't Link and Donna either because they're both psychics.
Yep.
So they're just kind of there. But it does help to push for damage because he is on 6k and this is already a lot.
It's already 35. That's basically the halfway there.
But then he can't extend with his Kashtira, so which is the problem. So they're just kind of like...
He can perform a tribute summon, however. But
certainly can, yeah.
We'll see what's next on the equation.
Was that a pun?
Just a little bit.
No pun intended, I promise.
Oh, no, I cannot promise that. So we're going to see what Alessio decides to do here, how he decides to navigate the rest of this turn.
I don't think there's any means to stop the inevitable.
No.
Book of Eclipse is going to make him pass turn for sure.
For definite.
It just depends on how Alessio is going to put himself in the best possible position to not make it so it's going to suck.
Yeah.
So Birth is already a solid start, just so that means he isn't cut off from his Kashtira engine. There's an argument for Book of Eclipse here.
I think so. I think I would. Because even though his opponent is drawing 3,
you don't want him to have more cards on the field because he's going to draw a lot. And I think at this point here, like,
do the Gamma and Driver get banished now? Will they remove the field?
Yeah, so they'll flip up and then they'll get banished. I think, because I think that it's still a card effect.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, But
he is going to draw 3 cards.
Yeah. That's why I was a bit like, I was wondering if.
But the positive of that is that depending on how his side patterns go, you could just draw cards that just don't interact with his engine at all.
For definite.
Infinite Impermanence isn't a card that you can draw that'll really help him, but he could still have
Ash.
Shifter doesn't really work.
Doesn't do anything now.
So you can have Mono, Bell, and Ash if he's kept those in.
Yep. That's not that many, but Bell is quite strong as well here. I won't lie.
And this is a good idea for him to attempt to dig for something, but I'm not sure what that something can be.
I think you must go for 6 here. You just want to see what that additional card can be.
If he kept Book of Eclipse, then that could be something that could help him.
Yeah,
Would Book of Eclipse on a circle that he summoned?
Yeah, I think you just wait until they've got 2 monsters committed to the field, right?
You're whacking both face down?
Yeah. So let's see. There's an Ash, the Shifter, another Ash.
Well, he's normal summoned, so that Rise Heart won't really do anything. And there's nothing really here that's helping him, because he already has Ash Blossom, right? So
yeah, I think
you probably just take Theosis here.
You would take Theosis or an Ash Blossom, maybe.
Harpies isn't the most unreasonable thing either.
Yeah, it depends how you want to navigate your... or Leon navigates this turn.
I guess it does depend how you predict your next turn, because you can argue you're gonna draw engine off your 3 cards. So it might be not the most unreasonable thing in the world to take the Harpy Sevaduster, because then it'll just reassure that if you survive a turn in your clapback, it's just going to be significantly easier.
For definite. But he does have the Fenrir available as well, and he is drawing...
and that's a good defensive card as well. And
I think. I'm not sure what I'd take there. I think I'd consider taking the Ash, just because I want that extra defensive card.
Oh, he doesn't already have an Ash?
No, it says 1 in the graveyard, and then there's the 2 there.
I'm hoping with him taking a Rise Heart, he doesn't know that he knows that you can't normal summon that.
Yeah, for definite.
Planet will get him even more engine. Just get cards out of his deck, just to give him better draws off this Book of Eclipse.
Oh, this is fancy.
There we go. Now he actually has
Scarecrow can only remove from play from hand and graveyard.
It can, yes. Yeah. And so this also means that Birth is still an extender, because now he can.
That's true. That is very true.
Because Birth can just special back a card. He's in a. It's
still
still a little
bit of a pickle,
awkward,
right?
Yeah, but he can put himself in still a good spot here, though.
Well, the thing is, it's very weird.
He can attack for a decent chunk.
Yeah.
He can then overlay into Shangiri, and then once those get flipped up, he's going to draw 3 cards, and Shangiri just summons Unicorn, and then
that's still a
Fenrir,
lot of
Unicorn,
cards.
Shangiri. Yeah, it's a lot of cards.
Yeah, that is.
And also going to get a 200 attack boost from the field spell. So this is a much better position than I predicted.
You know what? It is.
Yeah,
I'm pretty surprised now. I'm unsure.
Yeah, the Scarecrow Kashtira really helping in this scenario.
Agreed.
And the fact that he hadn't already special summoned off Birth yet meant that you can do a lot more. I still think it was correct.
I think so as well, because otherwise he was
just drawing more cards.
Yeah.
If you let him put all his cards on the field and then go to battle phase.
I honestly think Alessio would just go battle phase there. He's got the Gamma Driver, that's 3,500.
Yeah, for sure.
The what's it called? The Fenrir is another 2,400. It's only 100 off game. He could have even activated the field spell early just so it was that game, right?
Yeah.
But then he just wants to force out that set card.
Yeah, I think this is probably the best case scenario.
Yeah.
So, with considering Alessio's position.
Considering.
Leon's probably would rather not have the extra rank 7 there. Other than Shangira, I don't see anything else he could potentially do. He could have maybe overlaid an attacker and make Zeus if he really wanted to.
Yeah, I think there's also an argument he might mind Hacker here. Just because Leon's already used 1 Alan Bershon. It depends how well versed he is in the Mathmech matchup.
Yeah.
But I think they only tend to play 2 Alan Bershon.
If you take away the Alan Bershon, what can they do?
Yeah, exactly. I don't think there's much more he can really push through the following turn.
Right, I see. So their engine sort of crumbles without Alan Bershon.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, we'll see if he recognises that then. I think for me, with not being well versed against Mathmech, I think I would definitely go straight into Shangira here.
I don't think that's a bad play either, in all honesty.
Unicorn sort of does the same
Unicorn
thing.
does the exact same thing, yeah.
The second he activates a monster effect, you get rid of it. And it's
that's true, that is true.
More cards in the field. and plus it gives you an extra pop as well. Yeah. I think even with what you said in mind,
I think this is correct, mate. I think I agree with you now. Completely forgetting that unicorn has a
unicorn also just gets rid of things.
Yeah.
The only sort of variance here would be if he just draws all his unicorns off this book of eclipse.
Or Leon top decks a book of eclipse himself.
Yikers. Oh, that'd be kind of wild, yeah.
That would be crazy to watch.
So I think they're just working out how to sort of... Did he not draw 3 cards?
Oh, because of prosperity.
Oh, so you can't, yeah. But the side frames are still gone.
That's
right?
a gamma off the top. For,
the gamma? Oh, nice. Oh, he drew driver as well.
Yeah.
That is kind of crazy. So yeah, we've put him in like an awkward position here where he's just summoned driver and the gamma. The driver from his hand, kind of awkward. You always see driver in your hand. And Shangiri just like, I still thought this was the most optimal play. Got bested by a gamma off the top.
So I'm just wondering what Leon might try and push with now. If he's got a different play in mind now that those two are accompanying the rest on the board.
Well, he still has Fenrir on the field, so there's an option for him to do that. But does he knows he has circle as a follow-up, right?
Sorry, it's diameter,
Diameter, or whatever it is called these days. Mathmech, good card.
I think there could be an argument. You just attack. With the driver over the Fenrir.
You can't, it's got 2/6 defense.
It's got 2/6 defense. Oh, okay.
You cannot.
That is unfortunate. Okay. That is unfortunate.
Shangiri also just kind of sticks there because it just protects its destruction, which is kind of ignorant.
Yeah.
The field spell, I think, does it still work, or does it negate the activation? Yeah, I think if you negate the activation, the field spell doesn't trigger. I'm wondering why the side frames are still on the field though. Are they just is the ruling that they don't get punished?
That's the ruling.
Okay, sure. That's interesting to know. I thought since that.
It depends if it remembers how it was summoned, right? I was curious to think. In my head, I think that makes the most sense.
Yeah, I don't think that's an unreasonable thing to assume. This is still quite a decent lock though, because the second he activates anything, you can just Fenrir. So if he activates Circular here, you can just Fenrir, banish something face down, then Planet will pop a card in the field, and it just puts him in an awkward spot as well. Yeah, you go, he's Fenrir, go.
So
you can just remove 2 cards in the field.
He cannot use Transcode Talker because he's on Gamma, and that's weirdly not a Cybers monster.
Yeah, so he's going to use Fenrir here. Shangiri will trigger. Yeah.
I think maybe something from Leon's part. He could have tried using that copy of.
Yes. So he did exactly what I thought he did, just to clean up his field, just to put him in a position where it's just like, yeah, mate, you don't have any cards. And since the Shangiri stuck there because it protected itself, it means his follow-up's going to be nuts. He still has Birth as well. He still has Fenrir effect. It's looking really bleak. But he can link to IP. But he doesn't have a card on the field. So like this set card has to be good.
And I think if it was Book of Eclipse, we would have already seen it.
Because he top decked the Gamma. So that defensive card would have been something that he would have had the previous turn.
Yeah, I think so. What could it be in my head? Maybe something not Silent Mining, not Small World.
Yeah, I don't.
Nothing I can think of right now.
I can think of that could cause some drama. And he's getting popped anyway, so yeah, it was just a blind. I definitely would have just kept that. Yeah. I mean, I guess he's just assuming that there's just not going to be another turn.
Yep.
But yeah, it's over.
It's
over. I mean, he's got free 750, and that's it. And that's it. Now we've got our YuGiOh.